Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Wisconsin All-Star Wrestling. Hopefully, you've been enjoying this series. It's been quite an eventful 2 years within this roster, going on year 3, and things have gone pretty smoothly so far. There has been no kind of battle with all the states so far, besides a lot of superstars involved, if they are involved, in multiple promotions. By I mean multiple is like there's some of them that are in like 3 to 5 to 6, and then there's some that are in like 3 of them. It just all depends within the pool of people. And as you can see in today's news, that Morgan Lopez is leaving South Carolina All-Star Wrestling. And I've also mentioned last episode that, if it was supposed to be for this episode, because it's been a while since I've recorded a video for this series, that there's going to be United States All-Star Wrestling. If that was for this episode, I apologize. But I'm going to put it at the start of year 4 in 2024. Just to recap of that, we are, obviously in the negative of money as we continue on this series. We split into 2 shows. We've been doing that for a couple of weeks overall, and that way we can capitalize our roster. I've been kind of putting written contracts on people as slowly but surely, but within the newbies, I haven't switched them to written contracts, because either way, I think it's kind of like the minimum they would make is $40, kind of like my custom-made superstars right now, Maxim and Kid Cruz, and then Butch Taylor. They kind of make $40 right now. Within my promotion, Maxim and Kid Cruz are also involved in multiple promotions too as well. So it is quite interesting on how they are involved with other promotions as well as mine. And then Butch Taylor is not involved in anything else but mine. I've been picking up, superstars here and there. We did pick up a couple of months ago Nixon Shepard. He's involved in quite a bit of promotions. He has like 5 championships right now, whether it be a tag team, single, trio, whatever the case may be. He's in quite a bit of involvement. So I did already do the contracts. I kind of finished the rest of the people who are like mandatory, like here all the time, of like staff, announcers. I kind of switched that instead of pay per appearance. That way it kind of helps us out, even though they are ended up, pay per appearance one time, because I had 4 announcers, so I split 2 on one show and 2 on the other. So either way, they're getting the one time, but it's like per month now. It's just like a flat rate, and overall in general. So that fixes that. Plus the staff finished that up, and then for roster-wise, I kind of picked kind of the people who have been here for a while that deserve a written contract, and Aaron Carrasco, he has been the star of our promotion. He started off, he got the WASW All-Star Championship. He hasn't won it back since, but he had his push with Quadis, and then Quadis won it, and then now it's Quadis and Matthias who have been good. Eventually, they'll probably get back into contention. I've been pushing them around, trying to push him with Alex Adams, as Alex Adams was towards the bottom of, he's up there overall in skill set wise, but he's right now lower mid card. I'm probably gonna change his push right now. He doesn't have a good relationship with Harley Bird and stuff like that. And you can kind of see all this stuff, which is kind of cool. But right now, I'm going to change his push. He's been beating Aaron Carrasco. He's been doing quite decent, proving himself. So we're gonna change his push to a mid card. He's been doing wonderful, and that's where he should be right now. Alex Jones, he is a announcer, and so he has a written contract. So I've kind of finished the announcers and everything, given them written contracts. I did give the Money is Reality tag team them written contracts as well, so that should help us, boost more revenue when it comes to merchandise. Ava Torres got a written contract because I did Isabella Carlson before, because she did beat Ava Torres, and now Ava Torres does have a written contract right now. Like Billy Klein, eventually, possibly, but it also, with Bo Davies and Zareb, I really have no kind of desire of knowing what to do with them. They're kind of just sitting in the back seat. I'm trying to involve everybody, but I may also do this thing starting, year number 4, even though these people do have written contracts. Unless if they're a champion, I make clean slate, start off fresh, get new people coming in, young people, or it could just be like star, like quality people that I know I'm going to use, keep them. But if I, just putting them in a storyline just to put them in a storyline, it's kind of like those, I may just like start a clean slate for year number 4, because we are in year 3. And so find people, because there is new generated people, like whether it be per year or overall in general, or just like every couple of months, and just kind of clean slate, clean people out, and start off fresh, and get new people like Nixon Shepard right now. Like I mentioned, he's got 5. It's technically 5 championships right now, because I did a little oopsie on South Dakota Women's Tag Team titles. Can be won by men as well, but he is not a woman, so you shouldn't be getting that title. He is a male. He's 21, which is good. He's young. He's ripped. In that build of what he has, it doesn't really matter about the build, honestly, for me. And we could have movesets, we could entrance, change music, and all that stuff. I really haven't gotten into that stuff, but it's just new features that this maker is putting into the game overall. Like Matthias Langley right now, if it were to be, because he is also involved in a lot of other promotions, like he is, right now he is the All-Star Wrestling Championship for us, and he's a trio tag team champion for Alabama. So, overall in general, like Maximum Kid Cruz, he's with Wisconsin, he's with South Dakota, he's with Ohio, he's with Nebraska, Kansas, Indiana. So, some of them are in quite a bit, and then currently he's a tag team for Kansas, tag team for Ohio, and South Dakota trio tag team. And I wonder if Kid Cruz has some of that, but he probably is not, because they could also be used as separate. They're not technically a tag team. They're a tag team for me, but not necessarily a tag team overall. But it seems like they have majority of the same ones that they are a part of. It's just overall, Kid Cruz has North Dakota and South Dakota, where Maxim Cruz only has South Dakota. So, just overall, you can see this. So he had 100%, and now down to 96.4. So they decrease. I would imagine it could increase as, they're not in the ring as much, or overall in general, and their population goes up and down ever so slightly. So it was at 0.1, and then it increased or decreased from 0.2 to 0.1. Then it was at 0.2. Then it was down to 0 for a while, and then it spiked up to 1.2 throughout a couple of months. Then it spiked down to 0.2, and then 1.2, and that's where it's at, 1.2. I wonder if it's because of my promotion that is going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So that could be a thing as well. And Tagaru has written, he's still paper appearance, but he will be changed to a written contract. Like I said, Zareb and Bo Davies, that tag team, it's excellent chemistry with as opponents with Kid Cruz, so could be something going on. We could split him up, but as of right now, I don't know what to do with him, to be honest. And same with like Bo Davies, because it seems like it's either that or they start demanding things and then they just like freak out because they're not winning. So, because they're not winning the titles. Because our Athlete Central, dominant tag team. They've had it since the tag team titles were on the line, which is 793 days. No one has been able to beat them. And so doesn't have a good relationship with one of the announcers, but is good with D'Angelo, has that relationship as friends. So overall in general, that is that when it comes to that. So we will move on to the first show. Alright, we've had no issues so far, no medical stuff. Alright, so we're at a 7.8. We're 1 day away. Got some news with Tyrone Bruce getting a contract renewal offer from Brennan. Raphael Hogan has accepted a contract renewal. Oh, same as Brennan with Michigan and Minnesota. So, overall in general, just simulate to the next day. And we'll get to the first show. And he's signed his extension. It's already pre-booked as I pre-book it already. So we will confirm it. And we will start off with Deborah Cherry and Jada Wagner. They kind of had a match last time these two went at it with each other for their storyline, and Deborah Cherry won. So she kind of talks about Jada a little bit, saying what she needs to say about how the win was, and then she cuts a promo on like, I beat you. So there's really something you got to work on, which is winning. And overall in general, Jada Wagner is a young athlete just getting into the gig and stuff like that, so kind of having Deborah Cherry boost her up. But either way, everyone who's kind of auto-generated, whether the age, they all kind of start at square one, and these two are just trying to boost each other and try to get better and see what kind of push I can give them, stuff like that, or be in the tag team division or overall in general. Just kind of proving themselves on who could be the best out of this storyline. Gave it a 61 with the true segment score of 79. And star power of Deborah Cherry, good looks of Jada added to it, arrogant gimmick of Deborah added to it, the star power of Deborah, and the good looks of Jada to improve it from a 59 to a 62 overall with the promo. Then we got a 2-on-1 handicap match. We have Butch Taylor, who's been on a segment with Oscar kind of flip-flopped. Before it was Butch and Luister Ayula, and now it's Oscar Shaw and Butch Taylor. But according to this, Butch Taylor has lost. I've been trying to get him to win. It's not like I'm trying to, boot him out and be like, yo, you're losing. But overall, in general, Oscar had a boost of his gimmick, the star power and good looks of Oscar. He was also struggling for breath. Luister was struggling for breath, and then Butch Taylor was struggling. His selling skill raised the match quality. As always, Butch Taylor put a huge effort. His explosive style was increased. The vocal crowd were in love with it. The reaction made it even better. Stage and camera quality has been the same throughout the whole entire series. Then Oscar Shaw gained 0.2, Luister gained nothing, and Butch Taylor lost 0.1. And Butch Taylor helped everyone learn in the segment. 72% calculated. And we got a 73% match quality with a 3-star match. And then a true segment score of 72 with the production multiplier and everything to give it a final score of a 52. We got a 68% with Waylon cutting a promo on Nixon Shepard. Waylon and Nixon are kind of, Nixon's been a Top Gun overall with having the 5 championships and helping Waylon improve. But out of this whole entire thing, Nixon has gained 0.2, Waylon didn't gain anything. 68% with the true segment score of an 88. So we're improving on the percentage score. And we got a 44 with Nunes and McLean. They both gained 0.2. Nunes makes her entrance. Nunes cuts a promo. From a 70% to a 53 in the 31 with them two having a sparring match of words. Then the arrogant gimmick of Brielle added to it. True segment of 57-44 calculating. Then we have a match of Maria Jose Ferrari and Dana Rocha. Dana Rocha wins. She gains 0.2. Maria loses 0.1, and then the star power of Maria, Dana Rocha, had a boost of her gimmick. She did the heavy lifting. The vocal crowd were in love with the segment. The reaction made it better. Stage and camera quality stayed the same. We got 74% of the calculation of the match. 73% with the 3-star match. Then a true segment score of a 74. With the 54 final score. We got a 65 with Emmett Rozzi and Billy Klein. Emmett Rozzi talks about Billy Klein, the star power and good looks, give it a 63. And then he gets attacked by Billy. Billy's been winning overall. Badass gimmick of Emmett, star power and good looks of Emmett added to it for a 66. Then he was given medical attention, so the good looks and star power added to it for a 65. True segment score of an 84. And he gains 0.2, and Billy Klein gains nothing. Then we got a match of Molly King and Journey Witt. Journey Witt's been a newbie, kind of learning the ropes. Molly King has been doing pretty well for herself. She had a boost of her gimmick, the star power of it, intimidating presence of Molly. Molly was struggling for breath at the end. She gained 0.4, and Journey lost 0.1. Camera and stage quality stay the same. Molly did the heavy lifting, star power of Journey Witt, and then the vocal crowd were in love with the segment. So we got a 61 absolute value for the calculation, a 3-star match with the 82% match quality, and then a 65% true segment score with the 48 percentage final score. Then we got Ryan Dominguez. He's just been sitting back and relaxing, doing nothing. He's not involved in anything. And so we just decided to give him a video of some, advertisement or, involvement to the crowd. He gains 0.2 out of it. Star power adds to the beat for a 66%, 86 true segment score. Then we got a match between Takaru and Killian James. Takaru gains 0.2. Killian James doesn't gain anything. Stated camera quality stayed the same. Killian James did the heavy lifting to put this match together. The folk crowd were in love with it. Killian was strong for breath, star power, and also he had a boost of his gimmick, and then star power of Takaru Sugawara. And Sugawara won, 69 absolute value. We got an 80% match quality with a 3-star match. And then we had a true segment score of 71 for a 52%. And then later on in the show, we have Nixon Shepard. Talks about Waylon and everything else. And then he goes on and attacks him. So Waylon has star power for both of them. Nixon gains 0.2. Waylon gains nothing. We had a true segment score of 89. And then a 68% final score. Then we have a fatal 4-way match with Bo Davies, Zareb, and Jane Cooper. Javan Abori continues to have the title. I thought maybe having 4 people in the match, he would be able to lose the title, but apparently not. So Jane Cooper had a boost of his gimmick, the star power of Jaden, the good looks of Bo Davies added to it. Sarah was strong for breath at the end. The crowd were in love with it. Jamin did the heavy lifting. Stage and camera quality stayed the same. Everyone lost 0.1, and Javen didn't lose anything. So we had a 74 absolute value, a 73% match quality with a 3-star match, and then a 74 true segment score of the match. We will end it, my first show, and we got a 64% gain 0.3 from it. So that is still good. We're still getting a decent amount of popularity. And we will end the show. And summary of it. We made the 5,250 from ticket sales. So we've gained that from it. Then we go back to the office. We just go on to the next show. So now we're at 8.1. Overall, we don't get any of the benefits from only being at 64%. Let me simulate 14 days. Let's go right to that show, because I don't think it'll allow me to simulate past it anyway. It'll only stop if we have a push request. Maria, I put in some work and I deserve a push. So if I accept it and I don't give it to him, but what are you at right now? That's the thing. So I think she's an upper mid card. So basically she wants a push to be a main event superstar, which I don't see. Yeah, you're upper mid card. I'm gonna have to Reject it. You don't have a title right now. So let's see what happened, to see if anything. So decreased in relationship wise. Yeah. Let's see. She's star power. She was a 98. She's a 98.3. Here's the wrestling skill. It's been declining. Okay. Yeah, because it's not like I'm trying to give them match after match after match. Because otherwise that's just like you're... just beating them up a little bit. And giving them angles, giving them, stuff like that. Because longevity-wise, want to keep these people overall. So we're 8.1. We'll see what we can get from this. The show is already today. We've already pre-booked it and everything, so we'll just hit confirm. And we start off pretty darn strong. So, kind of have a angle with Zoe Matthews talking about Rain Grimes, and Cody Horn gets benefit from it. So Zoe Matthews gets interviewed by Cody Horn for, the whole rivalry piece, how she's doing with this whole thing, and overall just being involved in it and losing the title, and how is she gonna get the title back. And he gave it a 78% and a true segment score of 100. They all gained 0.2. Our star power added to the story beat. Then we got a 56% with Money is Reality and the tag team championships on the line. Aubrey and Abby successfully retain the titles, so they gain 0.2 with their popularity, and D'Angelo and Richards lose 0.1. The intimidating presence of Abby was adding to the match. Aubrey was struggling for breath. D'Angelo had a boost of their gimmick. The good looks of D'Angelo. Richards had a boost of her gimmick. The vocal crowd were in love with the match. D'Angelo did the heavy lifting. Stage and camera quality stayed the same. And the winner was Abby Perry, a 76% absolute value, 81% with a 3.5 star match, and then a true segment score of 77 with a 56 final score. And we got a 64. Everyone gained popularity from it. Lucia and Riley have been going at it with each other. Lucia makes her entrance, adds good looks and star power, and then she attacks Riley McCarthy with star power, but then it kind of bite her in the butt to D'Angelo and Richards. Even though they lost, they had a little bit of energy left to attack Lucia Alves. D'Angelo had star power and good looks, and same with Alves to it. And then they kind of do a promo over Alves and MacArthur Richards and McCarthy, the millionaire gimmick added to it, and then D'Angelo with the good looks and star power, and same with Alves for a true segment score of 82% and a final score of 64%. Then we had a 44% with Vanduan Conte and Wade. They both had a boost to their gimmick. The star power of Vanduan added to it. He was strong for breath. Same with Wade was. Vocal crowd were in love with it. Conte did the heavy lifting. Conte game point 2 was a 1-star match with a 52% match quality. Signature camera quality stayed the same. We had a 63% absolute value, and then a 61 true segment score with the 44%. Then we add on the other end of Rain Grimes, the champion, getting interviewed by Cody Horn. And they all game point 2 from it. Rain Grimes is interviewed, star power and good looks, talking about, the championship. How has it been since having the championship? Is it time to move on? Or is so Matthews kind of like a good opponent to be facing against? But it seems like you're beating her every single time. And she basically says, yeah, easy opponent. I keep winning. Why not keep winning? I made a true segment score of a 90% with a 70% final score. Then we got a 50% with Isabella and Eva Torres. Star power of both of them added to the match. Eva was strong for breath. Vocal crowd were in love with it. Made the reaction even better. Isabella did the heavy liftings. Stage and camera quality stayed the same. Isabella Carlson gained 0.4. She looks like a threat. It really helped with their popularity. Eva Torres lost 0.1. Isabella won the match at a 74% absolute value. Half-star match with a 50% match quality. And then a 69% true segment score with 50% as the final score. Then we have Jivan Ibori having the match last event, winning the final four-way, fatal four-way, not final four-way, fatal four-way. Jaden gains 0.2, 49% of, having the entrance. He talks a little bit, and then he cuts a promo on Jaden Cooper, and star power good looks add to Jaden Cooper. So we had a 94% true segment score with a 72% final score. Then we got a 36% and a negative 3-star match with a 17% match quality with a 56 absolute value, 36 final score. The workers went for an epic, but the crowd wasn't buying it. So that's what kind of struggled. And now since we look, Holly Chen successfully retained it. 0.2 added to her popularity. Star power of Anna Becker. Anna Becker was struggling for breath. Holly Chen had a boost with her gimmick. Star power of her, the intimidating presence. And then she was struggling for breath. Vocal crowd were in love with it, which made the reaction even better. Holly Chen did the heavy lifting. Signature camera quality stayed the same. That's a bummer for that match. Tried to go for an epic finish, and it didn't go well. Then we got a 75% with Matthias and Quadis having a moment here that Matthias was getting interviewed by Cody Horn. Star power and good looks added to it. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Quadis comes out of nowhere and starts, having a brawl with Matthias Langley. Star power and good looks added to it, and star power of Quadis. Then they engage in a brawl, and 70% of that, and they had to get pulled apart. That Quadis and Matthias. Star power, good looks of Matthias, and then the star power of Samuel Jennings. Everybody gained 0.2 from it, so it benefited everybody. with a true segment score of 97, with the final score of 75. Then our main event, this is declaring our trio tag team champions. Out of the 3 years that I've been having this promotion, I've not had a trio tag team championship been assigned or declared by a match, and this was the perfect opportunity. And so Athlete Central and Aaron Carrasco were in a match together, and Alex Adams had the Cruz brothers. And so the Athlete Central have been dominating their tag team game throughout this whole entire time. And so the good looks and star power of Morganson added to the match, star power of Aaron Carrasco added to the match, the good looks of Alex Adams added to the match, and then we have Kid Cruz and Maxim Cruz of selling. They were struggling for breath. They put in huge efforts. Then Alex Adams was also struggling for breath. Maxim Kid Cruz's explosive style were impressed the crowd. The vocal crowd were in love with the segment. Alex Adams did the heavy liftings. Stage and camera quality stay the same. And Athlete Central and Aaron Carrasco are the new trio tag team champions. And so Alex Adams, Kid Cruz, and Maxim Cruz lost point 1, and the Athlete Central gained point 2, Aaron Carrasco gained point 4. Working with Maxim and Kid Cruz helped them learn the segment. So they had a 69% absolute value, a 76% match quality for a 3-star match, and a true segment score of 71 for a 52% final score. And we had a 69% show rating, so we do not get the extra money, we don't get the extra popularity boost, and we gain 0.3. And we will see. We had 730 people show out of 1,000. We are increasing pretty at a decent rate. And we had 7,664 in ticket sales. So we are doing quite well in that realm overall. So we will simulate to the first day of June, and we'll see how our finances and everything are to that day. So we are down to 72 million. We'll look at merchandise. We got a lot of people selling merchandise overall, and the list just keeps going on and on. But Maxim Cruz is at 87. Let's Kid Cruz. Kid Cruz must be lower. Maxim Cruz at 87. Kid Cruz had 64. And Butch Taylor at 59. So Kid Cruz and Butch Taylor are the only ones you can't scroll down to. But we have quite a bit of people, like I mentioned. Eva Torres I added. Nixon Shepard I added. So he was doing quite a bit. D'Angelo. And Richards down here I've added. And a few others like James Adkins I added, even though he's injured. He got $330 within merchandise. So, and then Athlete Central I added as well. And Morgensen himself got us, $400 with his tag team partner, Harley Bird, with 119. So that's, just a little over $500 for the both of them. Obviously, it's not as much as like Kid and Maxim Cruz, but as soon as they get more developed, more in the chain of being lower mid card and everything else, lower mid card, upper mid card, main event, they'll start earning this amount of money. It takes years, it takes practice. Molly King I added $374 and stuff like that. So and so Matthews gives us $265. So it's quite a bit. We'll see how much in finances we're getting in merchandise. So we boosted quite a bit. Obviously, it's kind of bouncing up and down, but we have merchandise. We were going from $28 on June of 2022 to now almost a year later, and we are getting $7,000 in merchandise. And then for sponsorship, getting $240 to now $1,400. So, and then going from staff wages, obviously it's increased a little bit from $18,000 all the way up to $43,000. But I think that's just like overall like staff wages. It's not pay per appearance wages or anything else. So, it's kind of going up there a little bit, as things may need to be adjusted, but overall in general it's per month. And getting merchandise, so we theoretically, if we added, without obviously the production costs and staff wages, if we were to do the 12,914 plus 7, we got 19,931. And then if you subtract the cost of the two venues that we used, we profit gained of $16,031 within that alone, within this. And then if you added the 1,400, it'd be 17,431. That within these sections alone. So, we'll eventually get there. It's a slowly but surely process that we're working with, trying to get as much money as possible. And it may be that, I wipe clean of everybody at the end of this year. We still got half a year to go, 6 months, and continue rolling, see how much money we can get from the merchandise. And if we continue to grow like we are right now, we'll be fine eventually. We have plenty of months, plenty of year. I would say a couple of years yet, because if we do, because what are we at right now technically? 72, 661, 367, and if we, I think we have to do 62, or no, do the big number. Let me divide that by 626, 267. We still would have 116 months left, then you divide that by 12, is equivalent to almost 10 years. So, because it's 9.668, so overall almost 10 years. So 10 years, so basically 2033 would be, we would run out of money at that point. But I don't feel like we are going to run out of money at that point. And we aren't doing any developmental, which would even cost an extra $1 million. So, and we don't have any marketing, which we'll kind of maybe try and figure out how we can do that bad boy. Obviously catering we're not involving, travel not really involved in, because it's within the kind of the staff wage. Because if you have a person who is outside of North America, they ask like a non-negotiable for paying for travel within the wage, so it's covered within the wage. Medical, eventually as soon as we start making a little bit of profit, we'll add those things, but right now we're like an independent scene, so we really can't do much about it. So overall in general, we are now at a 8.4 and striving to be the best we can be. And we'll see if anything increased. Got Whalen and Nixon at 63. Ocon or Quadis and Matthias, I think, gained like 0.1 or 2. Or 1 or 2 percentages. 61% for Rain and Zoe. James Atkins and Van Dwan, it's kind of on hold right now, but I think he comes back just in time. Oh, the 20th. So maybe just in time for the main show that he comes back. Yeah, the 24th. So, but either way, I don't think I would put him in a match right away. Just kind of let him heal for that 1 month, and then start having him in matches and stuff like that. But just being injured, having $330 within merchandise for the month, that's just crazy overall. But yeah, Jaden and Javen, they've been kind of, I think it's time to sever that storyline, because that's what we'll do right now, is kind of end the storyline. And so they will be, oh, I ended the wrong one. Oh boy. I wonder if I can see past storylines. I'll figure it out which one I deleted. Because we will find it right here with everything. But for next time, I'll figure out which one I deleted, and Jaden and Javen are done as of right now. So, because they just keep going back and forth, and angles are good with, matches are decent with when it comes to percentages wise, and so it just keeps crawling back and forth between 65 and 60, so it was time to move on. That is good. But yeah, we have now claimed the trio tag teams for men. Holly Chen still has her title. Javen still has his title. Everything else, but now that title will be will be defended every single event, mainly because they are not in a storyline. So overall in general, so hopefully you appreciate this video, and have a good one.